So Aries just had our dragon blood female back there. Now he has this one back there. Look at TJ. He's trying to get in the mix too. They're all trying to get in the mix. I think he's trying to eat the eggs. A lot of the times the haps will try to go over there and eat the eggs. So like my peacocks haven't been really able to breed in a while for some reason. They can't keep away the haps and the mbuna for some reason. So look, there's another hap going down there, another hap going down there. They know exactly whenever they're mating. The only ones who have been able to mate like pretty frequently is Loki right here, or not Loki, it's Axel, the mbuna back there. He usually has a good little harem of females he runs through. He gets that one, I think she was holding. She might not have got fertilized though, I'm not sure. This one always ends up getting babies too. She always ends up getting got with babies by this guy. Him and her are lovers. But that they stick together, they don't like run around and stuff. So like we got this guy right here, and he's a new dad. His babies are all right here. We all scramble to figure out what we can put in the tank to get rid of. We stripped them yesterday. I think there's another one in here that was holding. It might have been OJ, but she hasn't really produced any fry. This one hasn't produced fry either. She wants to sometimes. This guy is pretty much the alpha as far as the peacocks go. And it's weird because this tank doesn't really have like a real tank boss. We got Aries there, and he's the oldest probably out of most of them. So he's pretty much the stud of the peacocks. And then we got this guy, and he's pretty much the boss of the haps, kind of. But he's not aggressive though, so he doesn't really fight them. The more of the ones that fight are this guy and that guy. That guy's an asshole. I have no idea what he is. I think he's half Taiwan Reef and Living Stony, I guess. I don't know why I think that, but that's kind of what I think. And we got this guy. He can be aggressive sometimes, but he's not really that aggressive. And he's definitely not the tank boss. They're all pretty beat up. They have these little like things on their fins, little bite marks, I guess. I don't know. I just put some Malefics in there for all the wounds because they've been really fighting. Like a lot of my peacocks are really beat up. Now what I want to do is get out all these females in here and have it just a male tank, but then at the same time, you know, like the big thing is just whenever you start having babies, you have to put them somewhere. Like all these guys gotta go somewhere. We have a 20-gallon we could put them in, or a 5-gallon. We could put them in that for a little bit, but then, I mean, eventually those are living stony. Those are gonna get huge. Those are all gonna be up to like 7 inches. This guy's already like 6-7 inches, maybe 8. Yeah. He's a big fish. That guy's already like 7-8 inches too. Look at these guys. Anyway, the medications we keep on hand at all times with general cure. You guys get to see it live and in action. Uh-oh. These guys don't really fight too much either. It's weird. I think the eye biter will back down. Yeah, there we go. He's kind of a weenie, but then again, they both are. But they're both maturing too. They're both getting a little more mature, and I think they're gonna start fighting for dominance. I know the eye biter can get way bigger, and I think they might get a little bit bigger too. The other haps, maybe. I'm not sure. The one thing is we have way too many females in this tank, and there's way too much aggression, so they beat each other up a lot. So it's either I get rid of a bunch of the females and add in more males, or we get rid of all of them, because some of these females are like the first fish we ever got. So if we get rid of some of these, we might end up getting rid of all of them, take out all the substrate and redo the whole thing. And I was thinking either, we've thought about getting like 2 Oscars and maybe a couple other fish to go in there with them, a pleco, and then we've thought about dividing it and doing flowerhorns, maybe 2 or 3 flowerhorns in there, or just have it a breeder tank. Cause we have this one we're gonna breed. This is our flowerhorn right here, and we're gonna breed her. We're gonna do. Hold on. That's so annoying. Okay, so we're gonna put in Mars in this tank. This is Pluto right here. She's over a year old by now, so she's full grown. She's a big girl. She is one feisty fish though. She'll bite the shit out of you. And she had got a bruise on her side right there. It's turning yellow now, but it was black before. It was a big bruise because she got spooked and ran into the filter. But she looks a lot better now. And then we have one more back here. And this is our prized fish. It's the most expensive fish we got. Mars, the golden base flowerhorn. So he's gonna get pretty big, I'm thinking. They say they're confas, but I'm not sure. Like, cause with flowerhorns they could be a bunch of different strains mixed. Like they could have mixed in a ZZ strain with this golden base. You know, I don't know how many generations or what this is, but it looks like a pretty high quality fish. He was hand selected. So I'm hoping he'll grow into a big monster. I'm hoping he'll grow into about 12 inches. You know, we wanted a big one. If not, and also we wanted more too. So like once he grows out of this tank, once he's big enough, the other fish our other flowerhorn is already like almost 8 or 7.5 inches already for sure. So this guy's super small for her. He's only about 3.5 now. And he's growing fast. They grow really fast. I think within like 6 months he'll be able to go and move into her tank. The only thing is I want him big. I need him big enough to intimidate her, because if she's too big and aggressive for him, they won't pair. He has to be able to overpower her. He has to be able to beat her up. Whenever he's bigger, he probably will. Males are a lot more stronger and a lot more aggressive, but she's an aggressive female too. And then once we move this guy into her tank, then I'm planning on getting another one. I want another King Comfa, like a 2-tone King Comfa, but I'm like super selective. The next fish that we get are gonna be like super selective. I'm gonna wait until I find the right king, because I could house another flowerhorn right now, like another baby, you know, get another little tank set up just for another little baby. Or I could even divide this in two. They don't need much space. But I want him to grow fast, so we're gonna keep him in this one alone. Not even just that, even like if I were to buy another one now, I can always move him into the other tank now and just divide this tank. I could even make it to where they can't see each other, so that way he can have some time to grow without being like intimidated by this big old fish next to him. Just black out the cover, so divide it and then black it out, and they won't be able to see each other until he grows. But then, like, if they do end up pairing, if these two do end up pairing, we might end up moving them into this tank. Cause like it's rewarding. I love the African cichlids, but these were our first fish, and we started off the tank wrong. First of all, we started off buying like 5 females, cause like PetSmart and all those places juice their fish, so like they all look male. A bunch of them look male. That one right there was supposed to be a male. That black one. That one was supposed to be a male. Most of my obies, the only male obie I got is him, and I bred him. I got this guy from her. She was supposed to be a male. And she looks pretty, like, she had like male features. Her tail, her dorsal pointed a little bit, her bottom's pointed a little bit. She had a lot more color when she was little, but then once the juice wears off, you know, that one was a rescue. That one I just liked, and she was a female. I kept her. But that one and that one created my only OB male, and he's awesome. That fish is amazing. And like that's pretty high quality, if you ask me. Not a lot of people have beautiful OBs like that. And I love OBs. I think OBs are the dopest. I'd like to do like a whole bunch of different strains of OB, like an OB Livingstone or OB. I know there's OB eye biters, you know, like just a bunch of different types of OBs. I would love to do a tank like that, but I can't be having all this right now. It's too much. It's annoying. And then fish die too. Like, you know, these fish were not cheap, you know, like we got these fish and we don't want them all beat up all the time just because there's a bunch of females in there. Just because they're trying to compete. They're supposed to be ornamental. So who knows, we might get rid of them. Might sell them off. But we'll see. Because right now I'm kind of more into flowerhorns. I just want to get a little bigger fish, you know, not too much bigger, but like that tank's it's a nice sized tank. It's a 125, so we can fit bigger fish in there instead of an overstocked African cichlid tank. I don't know.